It started as an ordinary drinking session with a friend, one of those nights where the bottles of liquor outlast the conversations. He was on one side of the couch and I was on the other, a small table separating us. Everything was as it always had been. No malice, no tension, just two friends catching up over drinks. But then, the table gave out. To be fair, it was already broken. One bump from him and the glass shattered. After cleaning up, I rigged two chairs together to replace the table, but the backrests blocked my view. So, instead of staying on opposite sides, I slid over to the couch beside him. It was easier that way, I told myself. Convenient. But then, the table gave out. To be fair, it was already broken. One bump from him and the glass shattered. After cleaning up, I rigged two chairs together to replace the table, but the backrests blocked my view. So, instead of staying on opposite sides, I slid over to the couch beside him. It was easier that way, I told myself. Convenient. We've always been that comfortable with each other. Legs touching, a hand casually brushing against the other's knee. It was nothing new, nothing unusual. It was how we'd always been, even with other friends around. But that night, as the drinks flowed and the air grew heavier, things blurred. I don't remember how it happened, but at some point, our hands found each other. We were holding hands, laughing nervously. "Anong ginagawa natin?" we asked. We just went laughing and continued talking. Later, he fell asleep mid-conversation. I took the opportunity to clean up, but he woke up again, asking for more drinks. The cycle repeated until he finally passed out for good. I carried him to my bed, careful not to wake him, and tried to make space for myself. He was sprawled out, half off the bed, so I had to push him to the side. Even then, I made sure we weren't touching. But somewhere in the night, things shifted. He reached out, brushing his hand against my stomach, then lower. And because I'm weak, Marupak Ako, I let it happen. I reached for him too. Then he pulled me closer and kissed me. It wasn't a soft, tentative kiss. It was rough, almost desperate. He bit my lips, hard enough to leave a mark that I can still feel days later. I pulled away, unsure if this was real or just the alcohol talking. He kept repeating, "Malito, Malito, Malito." But then he'd pull me back again, kissing me like it wasn't wrong at all. It happened a few more times and each time I told myself to stop. But the last time, he undressed me and I let him. I undressed him too, and then I froze. I couldn't go further, couldn't let it go that far. What if he woke up and didn't remember? What if he blamed me? So I stopped. When he finally fell asleep, fully naked, I panicked. I grabbed a pair of my shorts and dressed him. When he woke up the next morning, groggy and confused, he asked where his clothes were. I lied. I told him he borrowed my shorts because it was too uncomfortable to sleep in his jeans. He seemed to buy it, even apologized in case he'd said anything offensive while drunk. I told him it was fine. And just like that, the night we shared became a secret I locked away. He showered, got dressed, and left. We haven't talked since. We're not the type of friends who message each other every day, but it feels different now. Before he left, he asked if he could come over again sometime. I said yes, but the thought of inviting him feels like crossing a line we've already blurred too much. Now, I don't know where we stand. I don't even know where I stand. Did it mean anything to him? Did it mean anything to me? Or was it all just the alcohol? All I know is that something changed that night, and I can't pretend it didn't.